Today on CityCast Nashville, we're back with Enes Seba, the star of the Instagram account that gives you your favorite hole-in-the-wall recommendations for food around the city, Nashville Hidden Gems. We're talking about where to get good fish in landlocked Nashville. I was skeptical, but I'm happy to say there's a real answer. And we've got recommendations for the best taco trucks around town, and the hottest question of all, what are his repeat spots, even as a professional foodie? CityCast Nashville is presented by our exclusive launch sponsor, Tecovas. It's Thursday, September 26th. I'm Grace Fuse, and this is what Nashville's talking about. I want to start with something that was a very big concern of mine when I first moved to Nashville. I was coming from DC, where we had a lot of good Thai food, and my big complaint was that we didn't have any good spots here. And I think feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the motivations behind your account was to showcase some of the international cuisine that people don't know that we have in Nashville. What types of food do you hear people incorrectly complain about us not having the most?
Oh, that's a really good question. I feel like I hear all the time about Mexican food. Like, oh, you can't find good Mexican food here. And I will say, Mexico being the huge country that it is, there are certain regional Mexican cuisines that, you really can't find here.
Yeah.
But we have some good street taco spots, and we have some great mom and pop Mexican restaurants that really execute on that home cooked feeling that I think a lot of people miss when maybe they're coming from Southern California. Like Laura's Cocina is one of those places where I feel like you can really get that feeling of being in a fonda, like a type of usually Mexican home cooking type place. And then, obviously up and down Nolensville Pike, you have all the taco trucks, right? And you can kind of find the one, like I'm reminded of like, what is in the Marines, they're saying about there are many taco trucks, but this one is mine. Like this one's my favorite, and then like if you want, seafood style tacos, you have my favorite. Like really, this is for me one of my certified spots. Always hits. It's good if I've taken my parents there because my parents are, my mom's a great home cook, so they don't eat out a lot unless they want to go somewhere nice or I've really convinced them that hey y'all are gonna want to try this. And so for me, that's Tacos y Mariscos Los Carnales, which is on Morton Avenue in Nolensville, right around the corner from Deck Thai, which is a great Thai spot. I guess I haven't really answered your question. I guess, I would say the ones that people complain about that I feel like we can find here would definitely be like Mexican food. Like for example, on Nolensville Pike, there are 100 taco trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a couple hundred taco trucks. What are they doing to stick out? Are they really trying to bring the flavor from the specific area of Mexico that they're from? Bring a couple of those dishes from that area because everywhere makes something different. Every state in Mexico will make the street food differently. That's why I really like Los Carnales. I mean, they really have executed that kind of Baja style, West Coast Mexico style taco really well. Like the shrimp tacos there are so good.
You're saying that you have good shrimp tacos in landlocked Nashville. You believe in these shrimp tacos?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, hey, I've had some great seafood in Nashville. I'll be honest. Nashville is landlocked, but it is very Nashville's location makes it pretty easy to get things in and out. It's a logistics hub, so that means we could get some good quality seafood in here. Are we going to be competing with some places on the East Coast? No, probably not. But there are some spots that do try really hard to source some great quality seafood, and they do a great job. I mean, like, I don't know if you guys have been to Aloha, but they go in Aloha Fish Company. I mean, they every Wednesday overnight fish from Hawaii to Nashville.
No way.
So, you can get some of the most you could get fish from them. Like, so they have a walk-up window, I think Thursday to Saturday or Thursday through Sunday to go and get like a poke bowl or something along those lines. Or you can order online and then get like the actual like cuts you want. If you want like a fillet of salmon or you want a mahi-mahi, whatever they have that's fresh that week, you can order online from them. And Jen and Jerry, they're both great people. And I mean, you could get like just as good as quality fish from them as you could basically anywhere in the country. So yeah, don't be sleeping on the seafood in Nashville. I know we're landlocked. I know ain't no beaches, but we got some spots.
Okay, that's incredible to know. I mean, I went to this cooking class sometime recently, and there was this woman next to me who was talking about, she just moved here from Japan, and she was talking about her making her Japanese food at home, and I gave her the same kind of crap about it. I was like, is there good food here? And she was like, I have a supplier who flies in fish. Like, she's like, I have a connection who brings me fish from Japan. And I was like, that's crazy. But I mean, fair enough. We do have, it's not like we don't have planes, you know?
And I mean, and that's exactly how Aloha started. Jen grew up in Hawaii. Her and Jerry were living there. And then when they came to Nashville, you know, after some years, and especially I think during the pandemic, they really missed having access to that, you know, high quality seafood.
Yeah.
So they, you know, they had family in Hawaii and they could get them to ship them stuff, but, you know, you're not shipping 2 pounds of fish across an ocean.
Yeah.
So they would reach out to their friends to say, hey, we have to make I think the minimum order was 70
God.
pounds. And so they'd reach out to their neighbors and people, yeah, I'd like, you know, 5 pounds of this, 10 pounds of that. And that's how it turned into the business that they're running now.
That's crazy. That's like one of those things where you like buy a cow with a bunch of your friends and like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. We're buying salmon and tuna. Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Where do you see gaps in terms of food that we don't have here right now?
We don't really have much in the West African cuisine space. I mean, I've seen a truck going around town that I believe serves West African food. I haven't had a chance to try it. I've seen it parked and not operating. I'm like, I need to find this place when they're open. But that's where I still see a big gap for sure is West African cuisine.
So you don't get to do a lot of repeats. What are your repeats?
Okay, repeats this last year. SS Guy is like one of my go-tos. Love them. They work so hard. Food's always amazing, always consistent.
Is that like kind of a Thai chicken place?
Yeah, SS Guy is a Thai style of fried chicken.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris and Emma run that. They do a great job. Even the specials they put on are always great. The mango sticky rice is solid. I can never go wrong with the SS Guy. Noko in East. I mean, that's one of those places where what I was alluding to earlier is I know for sure because, I'm friendly with them. I mean, I hang out with John and his team and stuff. And I mean, I love talking to them about just what they've been building there. But I've sent so many people there and they've all had great experiences. You know, so that's a place where I feel really confident sending someone. I've taken my parents there. I've taken my sisters there. My parents have gone back without me. I was sad about it, but you know, no, I'm just kidding. So that's 2 right there. Tacos y mariscos Los Carnales for sure. So I don't know if we've talked about this or mentioned this yet, but so Taqueria y Mariscos Los Carnales. That's a spot I take people to on the food tour I do of South Nashville.
Yeah,
they're always consistent. It's almost like I would say with half the groups I take, it tends to be most people's like favorite bite. It's also earlier on the tour, so people are still hungrier. So I know that has to do something to do with it. But I'm trying to think of where else Bill's Sandwich Palace, which I thought it was Bill's Sandwich Place for the longest time, but I guess maybe I need to.
It's a little dyslexic.
Yeah, a little dyslexic right there. No Free Coffee. Sorry for coffee. Love No Free Coffee in North Nashville. And I'm trying to think of any other repeats I have that I'm like I for sure go to. Really, all the spots at the Wash I always go back to. So Soy Cubano, Leche de Tigre. SS Guy, obviously, over there, East Side. I haven't been to the Quesadilla spot there, but I'm sure it's great.
Where do you park there?
So those are definitely... Where do I park? I get my steps in, you know. Okay. I remember someone...
That's why I don't go, is because it's so annoying to park over there.
The parking is very annoying, for sure. I usually park on one of the side streets, but someone... I don't get a lot of, like, hate comments or rude comments, but someone was like, commented something like that, like the parking situation there is terrible, not worth going to. And I was like, bro, I'd walk a mile for that chicken. I don't care.
That's what matters. That's what people need to know. Yeah.
So those are some. I feel like I named a lot of spots out in East. I try and remember if there's any spots that I can say that are like, 2 classic Nashville spots. Arnold's for sure. Arnold's Country Kitchen and Baja Burrito. 2 great spots.
Don't tell people about Baja Burrito. I don't need people knowing about that.
Everyone already knows about Baja. Someone doesn't know about Baja at this point. All
right. They won't
it is beyond being gatekept at this point. It's too late to gatekeep Baja.
Okay,
yeah.
But with that, is there anything that's so sick that you have to gatekeep? Like, is there anything that's in your back pocket that you just couldn't possibly tell us about? You don't have to tell us. I just want to know if there are things.
There are a few spots that I felt like are not built to handle the demand that might come with like a post going really, really viral. You know, I can never guarantee that, right? I can never guarantee a post is really going to pop off. But if it's a place that no one's ever talked about, there's also more chance that it's going to be shared and saved because people have never heard about it. But if it's a low key spot and I could just tell, or even just from talking with the teams there, like the staff there, that they're just not built to handle that
Mm.
type of high demand. That'll just be a spot for my personal enjoyment, and
Yeah.
that's that. Those are the occasions that where I'm like, it's just, I think it could cause more harm than good to like really blow the spot up, you
Yeah.
know, and also like it could just be my little spot.
Yeah. Totally fair. Fair. I mean, annoying of you, but totally fair. That's totally cool.
We can have a conversation off air about
No,
those
we'll
spots.
We'll
but,
talk. I'm sorry to the listeners.
Not for the masses. Yeah.
All right, admit it. It's time to replace your not-so-trusty old boots. You know the best place to shop for quality, handcrafted men's and women's boots is at your local Tacova store, at the Mall at Green Hills, or on Broadway by the Ryman. That's right, you now have 2 locations to choose from, so stop by and grab a cold one as you peruse. Tacova's Nashville is at your service. It's always a challenge to find boots that fit well and can survive a night walking around town, but you can find your perfectly fitted dream boots with the help of Tacova's expert staff. Your new Western boots can elevate a casual look or add a refined flair to any outfit. Everyone will be asking where you got your sick boots, but I won't be asking because I know they must be Tacovas. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. I'm here with Ennis Seba, aka Nashville Hidden Gems on Instagram. Okay, so you talked a little bit about the things that you wish we had in Nashville. What are the things that we can stop developing? Part of that is we have like a lot of, first off, like the same kind of groups of people developing these new trendy restaurants, like literally the same people. But then we also have like a lot of white folks making Asian restaurants, that kind of stuff, who like don't actually have a cultural tie. How do you feel about that? Are you cool with that as a trend that we have? And then again, like, what can we stop? We have enough, you know?
Yeah, I think for me, it comes down to intentions, right? If you're putting up an Asian fusion restaurant because Asian fusion is trendy and you think you can make a lot of money doing it, well, like, what are you really adding to the community with this restaurant? Because I've seen this across all different cultures, right? Even not just in America, but everywhere, right? I mean, and I've had this experience with certain food before where I'm like, this is so good. I'm ready to devote my life to this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how I feel about Chris and Emma and SS Guy. I mean, they locked in on that chicken. I mean, they take it so seriously, you know? So I have nothing but respect for them and what they do. You know, for me, like, I'm like, there's so many spots that I want to go to that are that kind of more along the mom and pop type of place that I don't even have the bandwidth to pay attention to the new spots opening up, really, like that. I mean, it's the same that's always been, you know, with those spots. Like, we've had spots like that 5-10 years ago. They're still here. There's more popping up in the same sort of way. Some of them just cater to different markets, you know, like, I mean, some of them, I'm sure what sucks is I feel like in the middle of all this, there are some new spots that resemble some of these more cookie cutter spots that are doing something really great. And it could be hard for me or the average person to be able to distinguish, like, oh, okay, these people are doing something really special, or they're just kind of going for the next trend, next something. So that's something that I think is an unfortunate consequence of all these openings and kind of everyone going for the same trendy look. You know, it's hard to stand out and it's hard to separate yourself from, you know, the big money, big backing restaurants. But yeah, so I mean, it's something. It's part of the reason why there's a lot of the newer trendy spots. I haven't been there, haven't had a chance to. You know, a lot of content creators, you know, will get invites to certain things, and I've almost basically taken an approach of saying no to every invite. I mean, it would have to be something that really, really excites me, just because I just haven't. To be honest with you, like, a lot of the times I've gone, I just haven't been impressed. And I'm like, this is technically a day where they're trying to like really roll out the red carpet and impress people, like on like a friends and media night. And I'm like, wow, if I'm not feeling impressed and I didn't even pay for this, well, you know, how am I going to tell someone, hey, come here where the cocktails are $20 and the food starts at $30 a plate and spend all this money? And I'm like, I didn't really feel like I had a great experience. So.
I was talking to somebody the other day who was confusing Taco Mamacita and Mas Tacos. And I was like, Taco Mamacita is the one, no offense to Taco Mamacita, that has like barbecue brisket taco or like hot chicken tacos. And we have a lot of these kind of fusion-y, more developed, again, like maybe like a higher production value, if you will. Would you always rather go to one of these mom and pops that's maybe on Nolansville?
Oh, I always like to go to the mom and pop spots just because, for a while for me, I will say this, like, I'm not hating on nobody that gets a burrito bowl from Chipotle or whatever fast casual spot. Like, 80% of the time, the place that you're going to pick is the place that is most convenient to you, right? 100%. And, I'll be honest, like sometimes the mom and pop spots, like you might, not all of them, but some of them, maybe it's not as easy to order online and pick it up and, during your 30-minute lunch break, or there's all kinds of reasons. And, I don't eat out as much as people think, but
really,
I have some friends that they be spending racks on Uber Eats and stuff. I don't really be doing that. I feel like I eat out maybe, I don't know, like that I'm shooting content maybe max 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then maybe a couple other meals that I don't film, but which 5 times a week for some people is a ton. I totally get that. Not everyone's eating out that often, but some people eat out every day, both meals. But something funny about what you mentioned, I don't really have an opinion about Taco Mamacita or anything, but there was a point where they were very close to each other. It was Taco Mamacita and another business, which was called Taco Mama. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
I know, you're killing me.
Like, what was the deal with all the mamas and the Mamacitas? Like, how could this have happened? Come on, we gotta go back to the drawing board. Someone's got to change. Well, I'm sure there was a legal battle or something.
It's like this new place that's the new Asian tapas place that's Little Bites, and then we have Bite a Bit already in East. You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah. What is this? It's the gas station of restaurant development. Of like they have to be across the street from each other. Benefiting from each other, getting confused, perhaps.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. I've been fangirling this entire time, so this is sick.
Thank you guys. You guys are doing such a great job. I've been listening a lot, honestly, the last couple of weeks. When you guys reached out, I just started looking at what you guys were doing, and I was like, you guys are putting out great content. And I went to Cat Video Fest because of y'all, so
I know you did.
Putting me onto that. Yeah, I did. I took my nephews and nieces with me too.
That's awesome. Oh my God, thank you so much. That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. Go follow Nashville Hidden Gems if you're somehow not already. And if you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye!